Chapter 105, The Drafting. Date, 3030 Adao, 3rd quarter. Chalice Theocracy. 3 days after the final matches, the Academy gave first years a break to recover for their 3rd dungeon. Aris took his time preparing. In the dim alchemy lab, surrounded by bubbling cauldrons and carefully measured ingredients, he worked with methodical precision. 4 vials of Tier 3 all-stat boost potions glowing with inner light. 2 blood-mixed force potions crimson threaded with gold. 1 blood-mixed manifest potion pulsing with power. 2 Tier 3 reflect potions shimmering like mirrors. 1 Tier 3 unstable potions swirling with chaotic energy. And numerous Tier 2 resistance potions for Auric and Gumo as promised. Plus Tier 2 stamina and health potions just in case. When he finished, Aris carefully drew the XP transfer sigil on the witness stone and placed it against his temple. Energy flowed, draining his accumulated experience. The stone grew warm, then hot, pulsing with stored power. He wrapped a rag around his hand to protect from the heat. When he gathered with Auric and Gumo to go to the drafting ceremony, they noticed their school's security had tightened more than the aftermath of the Covenant attack. Armored guards stood at every corner. Patrols moved in synchronized patterns.
Don't pick Aris. I'll pick him. His last attack against Sliver was amazing.
Then you should have taken a better ranking. He was my mate first.
Aris pointed at the increasing security presence.
I guess we have heavy guests.
I heard the Prince of Sitar is coming.
Why would he come to a measly first-year drafting ceremony?
Aris looked at Fox. The familiar was about to make a snarky comment, but held back, whiskers twitching. They entered the grand gathering hall. Students filed in excited and giddy, chattering about teams and dungeon tactics. Some teachers stood along the walls, all wearing chalice colors of red and gold. The gathering hall was impressive. Stacked seats rose along one side like an amphitheater. Second years had already taken their places on the high levels, looking down with amused superiority. First years were seated at the low levels, craning their necks to see. After every student sat and teachers shushed them to cut their noise, Carafavale, their headmaster, took the stage. His robes swept the floor, gold embroidery catching the light.
I am happy to announce our leader, High Priestess Aloria, and her beloved betrothed, Prince Taylorin Valorian, are with us. They are here to witness the birthing of our devout students becoming leaders of communities by sharpening their skills.
High clapping sounds erupted. The High Priestess entered first, grand and imposing. Her ceremonial armor gleamed, her expression serene and cold. Behind her came an ancient-looking elven prince. He appeared to be in his 40s like the High Priestess, but he seemed genuinely smiling, taking compliments with grace and humility. Where Aloria entered with calculated grandeur, he entered with humble charm and humor. Behind him marched 4 elven warriors in gleaming armor from top to bottom, a special unit. Their synchronized steps echoed like drums. The prince rushed at the stage, almost stumbling. The crowd gasped, then laughed as he caught himself.
I know you waited for us, so I will cut this short. Thank you for having me in your tradition. I am honored to be here. Let's hope no one gets hurt. Jinx!
He puffed small fireworks from his hands, colorful sparks dancing. He was a dazzling ball of joy. The High Priestess's face said it all. I am here because I must, and I hate this fool. Carafa took the stage again. He looked at the High Priestess. When she gave a subtle nod, he continued.
Let's start the drafting process. It will go like this. Starting from rank 1 players will choose their party one by one. After the top 30 choose their first round, the process will start once again. Now let's give a round of applause to rank 1 Kalen Torture. Come here, please.
High applause erupted from humans and small reluctant clapping from other students. Kalen ran up to the stage. From the first day of meeting him, Aris hadn't expected his hard-headed roommate to be the highest potential of their peers.
First of all, congratulations. We have high hopes from you in upcoming years. Now who do you pick?
Thank you, sir. I pick number 4, my good friend Haley. She is one of the strongest among humans.
No, you probably misunderstood. You must pick outside of the top 30.
Rothos rushed to their side with a list.
You should have made a possible list.
Ah, Then I pick rank 32, Alwyn Klein.
He is a Templar and a tank like you. It wouldn't be a good fit.
Why? Isn't he strong? He is just outside of top 30.
Headmaster. He is picking rank 32 Alwind.
Alwyn Klein to the first party. And now rank 2 Sliver Stoneflower, another excellent prospect. She already has many tier 3 spells under her wings. She only lost her top spot to a draw in her last match.
Why are they dragging this parade and turning it into a show?
Sliver took her place at the stage. Aris wasn't paying attention, talking to his mates about strategies and dungeon survival. The atmosphere shifted suddenly. All students years 1 and 2 stopped talking. The stage turned cold. Aris heard his name.
Rank 31, Aris Orvelis.
Aris turned to the stage. Sliver's eyes were locked on him with daring, challenging intensity.
Aris, come to the stage, please. Your last match should have impressed her to take you into her party.
Aris was puzzled. Auric pushed him to stand. Aris turned to lock eyes with Fox, but the familiar only shook his head, ears flat. Aris looked around to see Lyra, but she wasn't present. He walked slowly to the stage. Ideas were running through his head. Why me? Why would you choose me? Does she see me as a force to ally with, trying to pull me to her side? But when he shook off the ideas and looked at her, he saw only hatred and evil plans.
Why would you choose me? You could have picked anyone. Why?
Aris, please behave yourself. Anyway, rank 3.
Why? Of course you are so good. That is why.
Bullshit. You want to take revenge on me, so you know their hatred, their bullying toward me. And just because I didn't back down...
Aris, please respect the drafting process and take your place.
Sir, maybe this time Sliver could choose someone she can work with in harmony. Their history is...
Shut the bickering. Continue. All this talk against tradition, it is learned from players. Stop acting like them.
Her eyes were shooting fires of anger. The prince shriveled with fear back into his seat.
Right away, Highness. Aris, shut up. Take your place.
Aris, without protesting again, was pulled by Rathvos and put behind Sliver.
There is nothing to do, so shut up.
But she is planning something and everyone knows it.
Drafting continued for another hour. Sliver chose one of her fey friends, Findar, a male Templar tank type. Aris remembered him not being very strong. He'd defeated him in the duels easily. But the idea was getting bigger in his head. They will attack me in the dungeon. After the ceremony, Aris saw the headmaster getting yelled at by the high priestess, but didn't have time to pay attention. Auric and Gumo apologized. Aris called them to meet at night in the alchemy room to give their promised potions, then rushed to the library to check on Lyra. Lyra was there cheerfully weeding out the dead flowers Aris had left. He entered empty-handed.
Hey, Lyra.
Student Aris, this was draft day. I hope you made it into a good party.
Aris didn't want to worry her. Why would she worry about a student she doesn't remember?
Yeah, it is a good party. Rank 2 is in my party.
Wow, very good. Sliver is sweet to me, an exemplary Fey student. Good luck on your dungeon run.
Yeah, she is, and thank you.
Aris descended to the alchemy room and prepared his last batch. Normally these were for whoever his team picked last, but now he had to keep them all. He separated some potions for Auric and Gumo. Back in his room, Aris tied the witness stone to his stomach with cloth strips, securing it tightly. His final reserve for survival. Once more, he would draw on the witness stone's power. This time he was sure it would boost him to at least level 35, unlike his second dungeon. He lay back on his bed, staring at the ceiling. Tomorrow he would enter the third dungeon, with a team that wanted him dead. Chapter 106, Into the Abyss. Date 3/30/80. Third quarter. Chalice Theocracy. Aris said his goodbye to Fox in their room.
You'll be all right, kid.
I hope so.
Just watch your back twice. You still have the thing?
Yeah.
Aris touched the witness stone secured under his shirt.
Check your stats just to be sure.
In broad daylight?
Why not?
Aris walked to the bathroom and connected Lyra's device to his temple once again. The interface flickered to life. Name, Aris Orvelis. Level 36. Race, human with 10% bonus to all stats. XP, 10 out of 19551 of a 6. Titles: Cantor Healer with Holy Smite, Curing Touch and Radiant Convergence. Essence: Shaper Alchemist, Scribe with +5 Insight and 20% increased learning. Lucky Apprentice with Luck spent 998 out of 1000. Crimson Acolyte, Core Body, Vitality 36, Force 52, Agility 25. Mind and Spirit, Manifest 45, Resonance 21. Echo, 8. Temporary Echo, Holy Defense, and Spider's Venomous Fang.
Level 36 and overflowing XP, so it was capped. What is this Spider Fang?
Then he remembered the second dungeon boss.
It must be absorbed from the second dungeon.
Once again, the school's students formed a silent march to the portal area with chaperones. They portaled everyone to an opening, a massive cavern with dozens of dark holes dotting the ground. Normally, everyone was walking with their party strategizing. But Aris didn't dare enter their group. The Fey students had mostly picked themselves and walked as a cluster. Sliver was at the front. Findar was on her heels, laughing at everything she spoke.
You see these holes on the ground? Each is going to a different dungeon, but trials inside are more or less the same.
Aris took out the potions and found Auric and Gumo. He gave them their promised potions and explained the effects. Of course, he didn't give them blood, mixed ones. He didn't know what effects those would have on non-humans.
Thanks, Aris. I hope you come out of there in one piece.
If shit goes bad, just quit. And thanks again.
All right, party leaders, pick one hole. I will cast Featherweight, and you'll be jumping down.
Aris saw Sliver and Findar standing on one of the holes. He gathered his strength and went up to them. Sliver held her staff. It wasn't a training weapon anymore, but a real implement of power runes carved along its length. She had a small buckler for casting shields strapped to her arm.
Oh, nice of you to join us. Partner.
Hi, I was hoping...
Shut it, human boy. We don't need to hear you.
Aris saw Mezana cast Feather Fall on them. He watched her movements intently. Bzee! Spell Learnade, Feather Fall. Tier 1. He couldn't believe it. A utility spell outside of their priest or Templar route. A wave of easiness fell over Aris. He saw Sliver jumping into the hole without hesitation. After her Findar jumped, Aris held his breath and jumped after them. It was a different feeling than jumping off a cliff. He was light as a feather, falling slowly, observing the cavern. Massive stalactites hung from the cavern ceiling, some thin as needles, others thick as ancient trees. The low light came from phosphorescent moss growing in patches, painting everything in eerie green and blue. The stalactites glistened with moisture water droplets falling in slow motion past Aris's descending form. When they reached the bottom, Sliver was already on the move. Findar was behind her. Both were checking out their surroundings, watching for threats with trained eyes. Maybe it won't be so bad with them, Aris thought hopefully. They walked through twisting passages, footsteps echoing off stone walls. The air grew colder. When they reached a closed, rocky gate, safe and unbothered, Sliver turned.
This is it.
What is it?
Findar's smile was cruel.
This is the end of your third dungeon journey.
He pulled his sword and shield and lunged at Aris. Aris quickly cast Minor Shield to his hand and deflected the lunge, metal screaming on magical barrier.
Do I have to do everything for these morons?
She cast whipped thorns and thorny vines materialized swinging at Aris's leg. Already trying to recover from the lunge, Aris couldn't move away. The whips cut his left leg, deep blood welling.
Stop it. What you're doing is wrong. You're wrapped up in this false religion's lies.
Shut up.
Sliver swung again. Aris cast Radiant Convergence, started flaring light to blind them.
No one is seeing here. No one knows about the wrong. They will think it was a dungeon gone bad. Little Aris couldn't take the fights.
Life is not that simple. Separating us based on our looks and making us fight so they can control us.
I thought you were stupid, but you're a heretic. An infidel. Die.
Sliver cast Frozen Ice Lance and threw it at Aris. Aris's bleeding feet made him a split second late. The lance's tip passed him ice, touching his face, barely grazing him. But at that second, like every particle in the air became visible, an electrical surge illuminated the cavern. Reality rippled.
What was that?
Findar didn't care about the supernatural phenomenon, but the ground started shaking in an immense way. The trio couldn't stand during the earthquake. Stalactites big and small started falling like deadly rain. Findar and Sliver both fell to the ground. But Aris was somehow standing resisting the shake, as if rooted. A giant stalactite fell right beside him, cracking the bottom with thunderous impact. Then he saw rocks the size of fists rain down on Sliver. Her body was covered with blood crushed under the barrage.
What did you do?
Findar's eyes filled with rage. He coated his sword with fire and lunged at Aris. But Aris was still in shock, frozen. Me? Oh, masters the luck. It hit critical. But as Findar's sword got nearer, time seemed to freeze. Another giant stalactite pierced Findar through his left shoulder and separated him down to his left leg. His torso was in two pieces, smashed and pierced by rock, killing him instantly. The life in his eyes, the rage, all of it went away. He dropped his sword. The sword lost its flame. His shield clattered. The falling of rocks stopped. The cavern was covered with dust. Aris was breathing heavily. He ran up to Sliver. Her bruises seemed severe. He started casting Curing Touch. Some outside wounds closed, but he tried to listen to her heart. It wasn't beating. He removed one of his health potions and forced it down her throat. Oh, nothing.
I quit. We quit. Take us out.
He shouted again and again. He started knocking on the rocky door. A writing appeared like an etching in glowing letters. Welcome to 3rd Dungeon. Complete trials with your party to leave.